And I can ask, what would your boss say, and what would your direct reports say? Would you always get an interesting, on that one? Like, well, why are you going to go interview? I'm wondering, do I have to come clean? And then after you've tapped into their strengths and areas for improvement, that's the point in which I go over the assessment results. And you can make that note if you want. But it's between this section and the next that I go over all their assessment results. So before we have the assessments show us what all the strengths and weaknesses are, I wanted to get their perception, their take first. Now we go over the assessment results. So whether it's just a PXT, whether it's a PXT and a 360, whether it's just the performance appraisal, whatever it is. Then, after I've gone over all their assessment results, right, and some of those questions that are in the coaching around a 360, then we're ready for this next section. So you're not going to spend the time in this practice coaching session going over any assessments. You're going to go straight through, right? So just spend a couple minutes on strengths, just spend a few minutes on areas for improvement. Where I really want you to practice is especially in these last two boxes with each other. So make sure you leave enough time for this. And you're going to ask, so I'm going to say it, I'll usually say it like this. So I might say something like, Perry, if you were to pick 2 or 3 things that you think keep you from being as successful as you could be in your job, what would those be? That's how I might phrase it. Another way is, what do you see as the obstacles to you being more successful in your job? Is another way. I think I have a few more. What are the 3 most critical challenges that you face in your work? And what's keeping you from being as successful as you'd like to be are kind of the shaded little questions in there. Right? Because what I want to do is I want to make sure I tie goals for the program to some of the challenges that they're having, as well as what the boss said they want Perry to get out of this coaching and this training. So I'm collecting all of this. So the 3 critical areas, and then we land here. And this is where you're going to spend the most time, because